Welcome everybody to my stream. Just waiting for it to connect. Set my audios. Make sure that we got everything set up. Getting much better at setting up my Let me turn my mic up. There we go. Now you guys can actually hear me. Welcome everybody to my nightly stream. I'm going to be setting up. I'm getting much better at setting up these events, and we should be live in a few seconds. I will be able to watch the chat tonight, so actually have those questions ready, and I will answer them in the middle and at the end of my segments. See our Tinder started on its own. I might regret this decision, but I'm posting this through my private Facebook as well. Alright, let's go through and mic check and video check. Hello everyone, John here again. Let's check the other camera now. Hey! Everything looks good. I don't know why it's glitching out, but it seems like everything's working. Test it. Last camera, mic check, mic check. Are you live? Live? Are we live? Are we live? We're gonna go check the audios and visuals one more time just to make sure we didn't lose anything. Yep, everything's working. Hello everybody, my name is John, your host for Today in 3D, and today we're going to be breaking down today's 3D printing videos, so you don't have to go around the internet searching for all the good stuff. I'm going to condense it down to a tight 25-ish minutes with a Q&A sometimes in the middle there, so go ahead and start talking in the chat. I do have a Discord. I'll put a link at the end of this so you guys can jump in my Discord server, shoot me some videos, links, some stuff that you can send me in private, or on Twitter at printfromsd3d. On Facebook, I do have a Facebook group, printfromsd3d. My name is John Ecker, and tonight I'm going to be coming to you talking about some videos we got. So let's just jump into it, shall we? Let's go to desktop streaming. You can see my face right there. You don't need that right now. All right. Oh, we don't need Simplify 3D open right now. We're going to go minimize that. We got some stuff going on. We're printing while we're working. We're just making everything happen. Where did it all go? Where did all my videos go? Did I close them all? Oh, man. I closed all my playlist videos. You think I finally think I'm in control of things. And this is what happens. Oh, there, it's already up. Good for me. Hey, I actually got prepared for once. Okay, So we're going to go over some stuff that I found today in 3D printing. And I like to start, since I have your attention here early on, I like to start with the smallest creator sometimes and kind of just work my way up. Because I was a small creator, I got into 3D printing, and I did a Kickstarter, and I built a bunch of Prusas, and I shipped them out all over the world. And we're talking about Prusa Mendels, not Mark 1s, not Mark 2s, not Mark 3s. The original Prusas that were shaped like a triangle. And I still have the bones left over from some of my old 3D printers. That kind. So let's go ahead and take a look at this gentleman's page. His name is Nishat Gupta, and it seems like he's getting into 3D printing, and I like that. So let me go ahead and just verify my audio. I'm a little bit paranoid my audio is not working sometimes. Let me know in the comments section if it is working. I'm going to be watching my chat here. Let me pull this up. I'm trying to learn how to do all this all at the same time. It says I'm live, so let's wait for that to load. Okay, while we're doing that, let's look at Gupta. He does Paint the Print is the name of his show. He's already on the format he's already on a project format. He shouldn't be that much ahead of me. He gives a bunch of thanks and everything, and then he gets into the Mjolnir. He paints Mjolnir. He's got a little one there. So I have made this in full size. Let me pause this. I have made this full size with color change filament from cold. It's black, and with heat it turns to white, which looks really cool. It's a long print for. It's got a bunch of different parts, but it looks like he's really good at model painting. He paints everything. He had a problem with editing, but he's got some. He puts it all right here in a tight 4 minutes, and I'll save the rest for you to go check out his. Go ahead and give him a thumbs up and subscribe to Nishat Gupta. All right, tell me what's up, and I'll let him know later that he was featured on my channel. All right. Before we move on to the next, let's go ahead and check the comments, make sure everything's working. I don't need this page. What are we doing? Am I still live streaming? I thought I was. It says live now. Okay. Any chat? Oh, okay. We got Paul and Paul. How's it going? Good to see ya. Welcome to the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this so that we can see. I can see just my pop-up chat. I need an external widget like up here so that I can actually watch the chat as we talk. Pop out. Okay, now we're done with that. Okay, I'm going to leave this up in my little corner right there just so I can keep an eye on that. No, what are you doing, Windows? Don't be crazy. All right, moving on. We do have, I want to talk about the big channels out there like Tom Salander, Angus, 3D Printing Nerd, 3D Maker Noob. These guys are making a living for the most part, or I'd assume, considering how much content they're putting out, they seem to be doing pretty well for themselves. So I'd like to talk about something that kind of got under my skin today. And I know 3D printing is a very nice community, and everyone's very pleasant with each other. Hi, what I think YouTube. Good to see you back again every night. I moved it up for you. I think you were asking for that. But let's talk about Thomas Slander. Sanlander. Tom. From Tom's Guide. Tom, if you go back to his first videos, this guy, he had a hard time opening up the camera. I finally found his voice, but he's pretty successful. I would say he's pretty darn successful. Let's see, open new tab. Let's see what we've got. I think he's got like 150K subscribers, 166K subscribers. He's doing well. He's mic'd up. He's got everything going on here. This whole entire video, Tom, I hope you're watching. Like, I get you have to put content out, but basically he uses a 3D suite called Onshape that used to be free, and they told him before you're not supposed to use it for commercial, and then they enforced it or something. They changed terms of service, They changed the terms of service on him, and now he can't use it. And so he spends 11 minutes talking about how he doesn't have access to a free 3D modeling software that won't allow him to export his designs for commercial use, but he does it anyway. He fills it with some filler and talks about Fusion 360, which we've already been using here in Print from 3D SD, GeoDroid John. So it seems like a very long complaint video, just complaining that something that was free for me is no longer free, except that it is. I just don't like the way they're going to make me use it if I want it to be free. And then he goes on to complain about the price being $1,500 for the where's that? I don't know what he's talking about plants. I don't know how he fills 12 minutes complaining about a video. So he gets into the prices, $1,500 a year for this versus $300 a year for Fusion 360. And Fusion 360 actually has a maker license and an educator's license, so there's no reason why you couldn't just get it for free. So Tom, I feel like you're better than this, man. I feel like this didn't give anyone any value, unless you went through. I didn't catch the end because I was out in a rush to get home. Okay. Okay, so he thinks Autodesk is cooler now because they want to play with, makers and stuff. I tell you that when I went to a 3D printing conference in Pennsylvania, SolidWorks, their thing is like $25,000 for their full suite of there's so much that you don't even know. That's where they make their money. They don't really care about the small stuff. So maybe this company, this is their first product, so maybe that's why they're pushing it out so hard. I don't know. I just think, Tom, you're better than this, buddy. Moving on. Let's check the chat. Check the chat time. All right, Tube77's here. How's it going, everybody? I'm running down the top videos of the day. Let's move on to another big name today, Angus from Maker's Muse. I love his intro. To me, he's got the most integrity, or he's tied with several others in 3D printing community for the most integrity when it comes to 3D printing. So let's just watch this intro because he's nailed it. Gives you the hook right off the start, lets you know what the video is going to be about. Awesome. Intro, kills it. Okay, I'm not going to ruin the video because I do want you to go over there using my playlist to go check his video out. But basically, he teaches you how to clean the print bed in a way I haven't seen for certain things, and I'm definitely going to try it on the CR10 because I just use the standby good classic stuff, the blue painter's tape. And for me, the reason that this stuff works is because when before it has a chance to catch all the oils, it usually gets torn up. So you just peel it off and put a new one on before the oils have a chance to affect it. But he does go into a very cool method, which, surprise, surprise, involves alcohol and glue stick. So he teaches you about that, and he rejuvenates an older printer. And he actually talks about the Tron XY-X1. Are we visible on that? Can we see that? So if we just slide over a little bit. Actually, let's go wide shot. Okay. So you can see I have the Tron XY-X1 right here. The print bed actually is flexible, but I just put blue painter's tape on it and I taped it down. So he talks about even cleaning that type of surface. I think it's called PEI, not BuildTak. I think BuildTak has another cleaning method. So from everything from the largest to the smallest, I think Angus really nailed how to clean your print bed. So go check his videos out. All right, we're back here. It's called the Unheated GR Garolite bed. Sure, okay. So go check his video out. Thanks, Angus. I'll leave you a comment later. All right, moving on. I think I'm going to save that one for last. Okay, this young gentleman from Matter Hackers. Matter Hackers has been killing it. For me, it's just like these people went out and started a business, and they just like follow their passion, and that's what I want to do. Hey, I have that exact same 3D model. I didn't see that the first time. I printed that out. It's in my local library. They freaking love it. I print out that mask too. What are they? They're stealing all of my stuff. No, you know, they kind of got a leg up. They do have Joel Telling, the 3D printing nerd, near their Matter Maker's place, because I recognize that up there. That's from Joel. So he used the mosaic actually to design that and just print out a big one. But you know, it's cool to see that people would follow their passions for making and building, and they turn it into a brand in the company. So he talks about stepper drivers. I feel like I want to include stuff about stepper drivers, the circuit boards that make your motors turn in the direction they're supposed to. So I think it's important to keep learning, and even though you might have a 3D printer that you bought out of the box from one of these big guys that recommended it, I highly suggest you learn about your 3D printer so that when it does break, and it will, I'll be here to help you get it fixed. And I spent a lot of time doing a lot of research on things I think I already know. That way we can actually all learn together. So go over there to Matter Hackers and check out their video about stepper drivers and how they work. Let's check the comments. Welcome Robo Mod Build. I'm trying to push the time up. Thank you for that. I like the challenge of being ready at 6:30. I get off work pretty late because I'm in the military, and I get off work and the traffic, getting this set up and broken down. I'm just going to leave the studio set up every day. But thank you for the challenge, and I am trying to test out this new time slot. I'll be adjusting it. You can tell I'm experimenting with the setup. All right, back to the things. Okay. Now this is one more thing I wanted to talk about. This is from Filament. Filament is a company that makes a filament extruding machine. Let me pull that thing up. So their job is to make filament extruders that make filament for your 3D printer. And now they just have an Ultimaker 5S, which to me is like you should already have a 3D printer by this point. But they do make a lot of people on my channel have actually thought about getting a filament recycler, and I'll show you why. Because let me go just use this one right here. My channel, hello. So if you go to my channel page and you scroll down, you'll see one of my most popular videos. Let's go to popular uploads. That's not what I wanted. Videos. Let's go to all. Just watch them all. Okay. So I do have a filament extruder. It is an experimental one, and it's this one. It's this one right here. Oh, no. I'm not going to listen to my own voice. But here it is. This is the Kickstarter one for Filamaker. I'm not sure. But they just basically sold you the hardware. These things are cool, and they do make filament. And I have made prints out of the filament I've made from them. So I would love a new one. And I've reached out to them to like get a sponsorship or maybe just a test, and I send it right back. But I know you guys out there want it. So to me, just seeing them spending 15 minutes unboxing an Ultimaker and not really talking about their product, it seems like a waste of opportunity. That other people do the unboxing, and I'll just be real with the 3D printing community. It's boring to watch an unboxing, especially if it's already been unboxed by the big 3 or big 4 YouTubers. There's no value there. Let's get some real value. Show me how your product can integrate with this. That's what I want to see. They literally just spend time looking at every part of it and just really get into it. It's a 3D printer. Like, you build filament makers. Like, let's talk about that. I don't know. I'm feeling a little salty today. I had a lot of sunflower seeds, so I'm feeling kind of salty. But if you like unboxings, go check them out. I'm sure it's a nice machine. And then pressure them to let me do a review, and I'll give away their machine as a gift on the channel to my 4,000 subscribers or something like that. All right. Let's check the chat and see what we got going on. Nothing new. Just tuning in. Okay, and this is the last one I wanted to talk about today. This is the last one I could find. All these videos and even more are included in the link down below. Use that playlist. What that playlist will do is actually show people that you're coming from my channel to theirs and promote more of my videos. That way we can all kind of benefit. And then the more you do that, the more that my video will pop to the top and more people will get reference to the best videos of the day, so you don't spend your whole day looking for 3D printing videos. I'll do all the hard work. You just come here every day, and you'll expand your horizons. If you have any recommendations for 3D printer channels, or you want to be featured on my show, send me a tweet or direct message on Twitter at printfromsd3d. So here we have 3D Maker Noob, or 3DMN, because that's his actual channel name. Ooh. Okay, yeah, so we get it. You're busy. So he got hooked up by Prusa Research, the company, to actually come out and do it. And I want to go ahead and... Okay, this is where he talks about what they paid for and what he's supposed to be giving in return. Okay, so right there, he's already justifying what he's about to say. When you put out, they did this, this, and this, and then you have a following up statement that is supposed to cover that subject, it almost seems like he's like, I'm about to say something, but it's not because they paid for all my stuff. And then he goes on for 11 minutes, 11 and a half more minutes, and just completely just promotes them like an infomercial, just every single thing. And I'm not saying Prusa Research deserves to be like, you know, what's a gotcha media or anything like that. I really respect Joseph Prusa. I've talked to him personally, especially about his early designs in the 3D printing community. That's how long he's been around and I've been around. And me and him, he's commented on my earliest videos. He was proud of me from my first 3D print. But that's not what I'm worried about. What I have a problem with is YouTubers that are 3D printers, people, they actually will go out and say that this is an unbiased review, and then don't even include anything that is completely different. So I think that if you go somewhere, you should have some critical information. Okay, I was blown away by this video. This video had great content. If he had just came to me, said I went to there and I did a tour of the thing, I would have been fine with that. But when he prefaces it with because live streaming, when he prefaces his statements with, they can't buy my integrity, and then says nothing negative, that now I have that implicit bias where I'm like, what better questions could you have asked? I want to know things like, why aren't you selling a machine that's larger that competes with the CR10? What are you doing to get this into the hands of young, people that can't afford it? Like, I want to hear some kind of hard-hitting questions. But it was just basically a tour, which is fine. Just say it's a tour, but don't tell me that your integrity can't be bought. That just gives me a weird feeling. He blew me away with actually how much more is going on here. And Prusa, Joseph, is killing it. He's doing exactly what I wish I could be doing as a 3D builder. I'm stopping for comments, but random mod build, yes, I do have an index in the description. It's a playlist. Go check the playlist, and I have all the videos listed in there as well. Okay. But he does give me some great insight to how hard this would be to make on your own. And I don't know Joseph's background, but I imagine there had to be some startup capital in his history that, I mean, it doesn't seem like he's rags to riches or anything. But he made a comment somewhere in here where he says, that would be a fun job I would like to have. So we trust these 3D printer channels to give us information unbiased and but Prusa doesn't need any help with their reputation. They're immaculate. But what I have a problem with is this possibility of 3D printer channels being biased and then trying to use their ability to get into these places as a way to set themselves up for a career or a job in that organization. And then they're traveling on their money. They're being paid to go out there, do all this stuff. But then they give us some criticism just to show that you're not biased. There has to be something that you can say, like, can't you lower the price? Maybe if you, like, what are you doing? Da 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 da. What are your future plans? But it seems like it's a job interview and a commercial for Prusa. But Prusa doesn't really need it. If this had been MakerBot, I would have just had aneurysm. I hate MakerBot that much because that's what was happening in MakerBot too. But I'm not saying they're like MakerBot at all. So go check out his video, watch the whole thing on your own, have your own comments, and put them in mine, and we can talk about it. I did comment on his. I said, were there any critical comments? Let's see if he's answered that since then. Any criticism at all? In criticism in regards to what? Who criticizes their tour? When you start the thing out saying they can't buy my integrity, that means that there would be something that requires integrity to do. That's what I'm trying to say, 3D Maker noob. So criticisms at all? Yeah, you said they can't buy your integrity. So use it and find something that is critical. I'm not saying negative. I'm saying critical. I mean, put some pressure on them. Say that not pressure, but it's a bad example because Prusa is not a bad company. But if you're going to go there and tell them that you're going to have an unbiased review. I've seen Joel, I've seen Angus, I've seen Tom. They've all got a printer from somewhere and at some point in their time frame said, this is garbage. This machine, don't buy this machine. And just be careful out there when you're researching for 3D printers. I don't want you going out there thinking that every one of these people are completely unbiased. Again, it's a bad example because I do want a Prusa. I love Prusas. I think they're very well built and they have a lot of integrity. But the way he stated this, it just comes off very creepy in the beginning. It gives me a weird feeling. So it's like someone sitting down saying, listen, I don't have anything against you, and then just laying out a bunch of bad things and never saying anything good. It's the opposite argument. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm just extra salty today. But good for him for getting a free trip to Prague and a tour and a job interview with Prusa. Okay, let's go to the comments and see what's going on here. There is not much Maker news. Oh, I mean, okay, so let's go back to the Prusa for a moment. I don't have a Prusa, so I don't know what the problems are. I did see some videos, something about the Prusa issue, this versus that. I don't have a Prusa, so I didn't bother watching them. See what I'm saying? So if there is issues, like what he could have talked to Joseph and then said, hey, okay, you're being criticized for this issue, not being communicating with this issue. I mean, just if you're there and at the source, even Naomi Cyber Girl, whatever, the 3D Cyber Girl, she went to CR10 to press them about their firmware. There was one issue, and they got basically everything changed with one person just going in there talking to Creality. So someone here mentions, I do agree, as such, there see problems with the Prusa. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and check my video and see if I'm still streaming. Yeah, it seems to be working just fine. Wide cam. I'm going to turn this back down. Okay, so this is the part of the video where we come together and we just talk about some of the things that are going on. This week we are doing pegboard as our project of the week. So I am printing up a new pegboard item. So let's take a look at what we got. So last night on the stream, I was currently printing this device for my headphones. Or I'm sure you can use like tape or something to demonstrate. Okay, that's a headphone hanger. Let me just, when I switch to this cable, I want to make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, it's working just fine. And so I am putting more stuff up. You're going to see every day. I'm going to take some pictures. I'm going to do a whole build video on this at the end of the week. But I'm printing out some needle nose pliers or tweezers, pegboard stuff. So let's see if I can, on camera live, mount that. That's what that's supposed to do. We're supposed to actually just hold it just like that. I like these. And I did not print these in the way that I normally would print something. which is 100% infill. I wanted something to be done for the live stream. Hey, it fits. It didn't break on the first try. Let's see if it fits in there. Boom. Awesome. So our board is coming along quite nicely. I do like that. I wish I could have a camera over here, but it looks good right there. On the Tron XY, I'm printing out a wide set of pliers for my Leatherman. I have this Leatherman. I use this more than anything else. And when I have this folded up, I want it to sit right inside there. So that's printing right there. And I have another set of pliers. Last night on the Tron XY, I printed this out. This is printed at 0.24 layer height. This is a pin holder. You just mount that to the board and then put that in there. I did get this from the reference on My Mini Factory. I believe it was Make Anything designed this. And I am noticing that with this, the pegs are way too thick for this type of board. I don't know if pegboard comes in different sizes, but the holes on mine are not that thick or wide. So I ended up just breaking off one or the other or both of these and just plugging it straight in with only one piece of pegboard in there. But it is a great looking print. Look at that. The Tron XY is consistently coming up with good prints. There's some bubbling there, but that's just probably because my filament's been out for so long. But the project this week is coming along nicely. Go ahead. I'm going to set that aside, but that's going to go right up there. I'm going to be able to put all my pens and pencils inside that. So the pegboard project is a go. I'm still looking to see how you guys are doing. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Print from 3D SD. This has been your weekly wrap up in Today in 3D. My name is John. If you have any questions, I want to check my comments one more time just to see what's going on. And let's see. Everything else is fine. If you want it to be strong, what about more perimeters? Okay, so if you're here just for the news part, that's going to be over in this segment. I'm going to answer what I think YouTube, his question about that. So what I do, actually let me go to the desktop. We'll go over here and take a look at what I actually do. Okay. I'm going to pull Fusion Simplify 3D up. Oh, that doesn't work like that. Okay. Stay with me, people. I'm going to teach you how to make really strong peg items. You guys ready? Okay, so this is what I do. If I want these pegs up here to be very strong, because right now they're not very strong. They're just at like 25% infill. Not very strong. They're just 25% infill. So the way I like to do this when I have time to do it, I mean, it works, but if you have to have something that you know is going to be strong, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the tools setting, variable extrusion wizard, and what I'm going to do for both the top and the bottom, basically I'm going to create 3 different parameters, but I'll just do the top one just for the speed. So you're going to cut that, slice this model right there, add that location, and split that process. Now you have 2 processes right here. 1 and 2. The first one is the one you had already laid out over this file. The second one will start at that layer height that we decided we wanted it to start at. Right there. Start point 25. Now what we're going to do, and I learned this from somebody that makes minifigures with their 3D printers, is what they do is they top solid layers, we're going to max that. We're going to max min this. Top solid layer is 99.999. Outside or bottom 0. Outside 2. Leave everything else the same. Then we're going to go to speeds, and we're going to slow it down to 30. So every layer takes at least 30 seconds to complete, and this will make it nice and slow and give you nice solid ass freaking pegs so that they're solid and they have time to cool down and they don't break. I have printed up other things on pegboard that were straight lines, and they just went straight over, and instead of curved like this, and they snapped so easy. And you think those would be stronger, but they're not. So let's see what this looks like. Let's see how this is different. So we're going to select all these processes, and now you can see a little bit of a difference. So right there it's 30% infill, and then now it's 100%, but it's all top layers. And there's something about the way slicers see a top layer, I think it adds a little bit extra infill, like it cranks it up from 90 to like 95% infill or extrusion rate, because it's a little bit thicker and it just gives it more time to slow down. So you can see it's 100% solid on the inside. So that's another way to make something 100% solid, is you all top layers. It's very strong, and some of the best things I've printed like that. Now also, let's take a look at speed though. Movement speed. So this blue down here matches up with that. So 34 millimeters per second right here. When the new process starts, it's at 5 millimeters per second. So it's going so much slower right here that it gives it a lot of time to adhere and actually makes much better small pieces. Do this when you have something that with a lot of small little intricate pieces. It makes it a lot easier to print that little thing, like Angus's torture cube, the lattice cube. If you do something like this, it would just go a little bit slower, a little bit less momentum into it, and gives you nice strong pieces right off the bat. All right, so I hope I gave you guys some insight into that, and go ahead if you're interested, go back and look at that in the live stream playback. All right, guys, I love talking to you tonight. It was awesome. I'm going to go ahead and keep this video unlisted until I can figure out what I want to do with it, and hopefully it will be uploaded here in a moment. Thank you, everybody, for your time. My name has been John. This is Today in 3D with my new channel that's coming from GeoDroid John to Today, or a Print from SD 3D. From San Diego, signing off. Print on, my friends. Print on. Now, what do I got to do to shut this thing off?